Welcome to Pivots in the Pandemic, where we highlight businesses making promising pivots in the midst of this crisis we find ourselves in today. I'm Ryan Fire, and I'm joined as always by Johnny McKenna. Hey, Johnny.
Hey.
So this is our fifth week hosting this live stream on Facebook, six if you include the webinar we did the week before on generating sales when foot traffic decreases. And just to recap where we've been so far, week one, we talked about pivoting your operations to meet customer needs. We highlighted two businesses there. Week two, we talked about brick to click, where you can provide an experience for your customers where they can order online and pick up in store or at a curb. Week three, we talked about advertising in the midst of a pandemic. And then week four, last week, we talked about email marketing. So today is our fifth week. And what's our topic, Johnny?
We are talking about e-commerce today.
E-commerce. So that's a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. And it's a tactic that many businesses have had to pivot to because of closing their location, at least to the public. So Johnny, you've got our first example of a business making a promising pivot with e-commerce. And who do you have?
Yeah. So as you guys know, and as Ryan mentioned, a lot of stores having to shut down. A lot of businesses probably won't even be able to open up even after things kind of start rolling open. Businesses that require being within 6 feet of someone. Things like, nail salons, tanning salons, hair, tattoo and body art piercings, maybe gym, fitness classes, dance classes. I'm sure there's a list that goes well beyond just those things. I know my wife's aunt has been making a lot of Facebook posts, and one of the things she wrote, Ryan, which I didn't know this, but did you know that there's a second virus that's turning blonde women into brunettes right now too? Like, obviously that's a joke, but hair salons right now are having to have their doors closed and probably will have to remain closed even after businesses begin to open up. So what do you do? Obviously, this is a big issue when you even want to open up your doors after you're allowed to have them open. How do you keep paying your bills until you're even able to open your doors? Bondi Salon in Holland, Michigan, they didn't have an e-commerce store set up before everything happened. It was a salon in its first year of operation. They were focused on building clientele and getting feet through the door, getting people sat down and just buying their products right there in the store. Obviously, they were closed down, I think around March 2022, something like that. And they immediately went to work into getting an e-commerce platform so that they could sell their own natural product line that they carried themselves and their customers have, come to love and rely on. And so now with their online shop, they can continue to at least provide customers with that quality natural hair products they have, and while they wait for their doors to reopen. One of the things that Bondi does, which I thought was really smart, is that they've changed their website link on their social media channels to go and land people directly on their shop. So automatically they're presented with their online shop. They can see what's available to them. They can make a purchase. So they're able to see what it is that Bondi is even offering right now. Another tip that we throw out to people that are in this place is having gift cards, maybe even at a discounted rate for sale on their shop right now, just so they can continue to generate some income and people will be in a place to purchase something from them in the future. Ryan, what are some other ways that maybe an e-commerce platform, whether it be a salon or anyone else, how do you get your e-commerce business in front of customers right now?
Yeah, I mean, if you already have an e-commerce business right now, there's a few things that you can do. Social media is going to be a huge platform for you. You can utilize that just with normal promotions and things like that, but you could also maybe run a giveaway or run a contest. Create a refer a friend program. Maybe you have to tag a friend in a post or something like that to be entered into the giveaway. So social media is going to be a big platform for you. Email marketing will be huge. Utilizing that email list you've hopefully been building and segmenting and sending to. You can see our last episode on email marketing for more details on building an email marketing program. And then kind of another element to that contest idea is, as a lead generator, you could also have entry into a contest by entering your email. Then you have that contact to be able to reach out to with promotions and different things like that. Texting or SMS service could be an entry point For some businesses, I know that's going to get annoying at some point when we start getting texted by everybody, but for some businesses that might make sense. And then of course there's the paid digital advertising platforms like on Facebook and Google, or paid search, or Google shopping ads. But those two take some investment, but email, social media, texting, those are relatively inexpensive or free to run.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, even with texting, like when you sign up for something, you're signing up for text messages. So half the time when I get messages that I've signed up for, I'm more excited. Like, oh yeah, sweet. Like, let's see what they're up to, or I'm excited to purchase from them when I get that message. That's really good, Ryan. So what is the business that you are going to be highlighting this week?
Yeah, so I chose a brand that I really do appreciate and love, and that is Madcap Coffee. They are a Michigan-based premium coffee roastery and preparer, and they essentially own the entire coffee experience end to end, from their relationship with the coffee bean growers throughout the world, all the way through the whole process until the coffee hits your lips. So they have a roastery, as well as a handful of cafes in Grand Rapids and Detroit. And at least here in Michigan, restaurants and cafes were affected very early on with executive orders, and that made a major impact on income for those businesses. And we're talking about e-commerce today. And Madcap they've long had an e-commerce component to their business. For a while now, you've been able to purchase coffee beans and apparel, equipment, coffee subscriptions right off of their website. But what's new for them and their pivot is the online ordering experience directly with their cafes, where before you're kind of making an order and then their roastery or warehouse or whatever would ship out the order. But now they have a direct relationship with their cafes where you can purchase already prepared product, essentially, or brewed coffee, things like that. So today, now you can order online and pick up your order in 5 to 10 minutes from one of their cafes. You can also take advantage of home delivery. They're a partner with DoorDash now, and you can get prepared coffee directly from one of their cafes delivered to your home. Now, throughout this pandemic, I've really struggled to find a good parallel or good words for what this is like for businesses right now. And we've used and we've heard terms like a crisis or a soft market or even a recession, but I feel like those words and phrases don't really capture the essence of what we're going through right now. And I think the closest parallel or words or experiences is kind of like a natural disaster, where there's a significant influence from outside that is wreaking havoc on your business. You know, a tornado passes through and it destroys your building. And it's not just, there's less people interested in buying your products today. It's that there's a natural disaster right now and no one can buy your products. And the part that makes it worse is that, at least with a natural disaster, for the most part, the tornado rips through in 15 minutes or an hour, and then you can begin the rebuilding process. But we've had this tornado swirling around for like a month, and it's just ripping shingles and siding and people out of our businesses and doesn't seem to be going away. So I think it's a little unfair to just say times are tough, but if you do these couple of things, you'll be able to recover your lost sales and thrive. We're in the midst of a storm, a disaster. And so when we talk about Bondi, Salon, and Madcap Coffee implementing these new online ordering systems, we're not saying that these are going to make up for their lost business or fill the gap. But I really do believe that these pivots can at least partially help you survive today and then hopefully thrive when we're on the other side of this. The economy is going to look a lot different in the next couple of years. E-commerce is going to play an even more significant role in the buying and selling process than it has in the past. Person-to-person buying and selling, even after the executive orders are gone, preventing business from happening, the face-to-face interactions are going to suffer for probably a couple of years, unfortunately. And so digital interactions are going to be even more important. On the positive side, though, the barrier to entry for creating an e-commerce component to your business, it's next to nothing. You can go to a platform like Shopify or Squarespace or Weebly, and there's hundreds of others. You put in your email address and literally you'll have an online store in like 30 seconds. And I know it's easier said than done. And Johnny and I were actually working on some ideas on how we can better help small businesses in particular get online faster and for a significantly low cost. For most of our clients, it's a $30,000 to $100,000 investment a year to work with us. And that just doesn't work for most smaller businesses. But we really have a heart for small business. So we're trying to think through ways that we really can help add value, but at a cost that's really affordable for smaller businesses. So e-commerce is important. And what I love about e-commerce from a marketing perspective is the conversation on marketing drastically changes. In a non-e-commerce marketing conversation, we're talking about things like reach. How many people did you reach with your marketing activity? How many people saw your ad or your email or whatever? And we're talking about leads. How many leads did your marketing activity generate? But with e-commerce, we're often talking about ROAS, or return on ad spend. How much revenue did this marketing activity actually generate? And you can measure it end to end. And the conversation gets really easy with those who hold the pocketbook when you say, hey, for every dollar you invest in a Google shopping ad, you're going to get $16 in return in revenue. Or it's a conversation like, hey, we've been testing this new layout of the product page and it converts 23% better, and it's going to have a positive revenue impact of $3 million over the course of the next 12 months. Those are great and easy marketing conversations to have. But you really can only have them like that when you're in the e-commerce space. So Johnny, we are talking, or we're working on an e-commerce platform right now for a new client, and it looks to be very promising. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what that process looks like when we're going through that with a new client.
Oh yeah, for sure. All you have to do is go to firemarketing.com/packages, or just go to firemarketing.com. You'll see right up at the top there a link to our packages. You can find the one that works best for you, but specifically today we're talking about e-commerce. Select that. You'll schedule a meeting with me, and we'll kind of walk through just what it is that your business needs, what it is that you're looking to sell. How can we meet all the needs and solve problems of your business? And then we provide you with a store that fits within your current website, matches your color scheme, your logos, all that kind of stuff, and includes online payments, everything you need from start to finish. When we turn it over to you, it is ready to take in sales and ship products, and everything's ready to go so that you can begin selling your products to customers online. It's super simple and super fast for the most part. Ryan, what does someone do if they're not in a place right now to have someone like us set everything up for them?
Yeah, again, there's several DIY or do-it-yourself kind of solutions out there. I talked about Shopify and Squarespace, but there's a lot of others where you can set it up yourself, and then you're basically just paying yourself for your time on setting that up, and then any service fees that would come along with that. If you have a cell phone, you can take decent photos of your products. You can get a store up pretty quickly. We're working on some solutions that are a little bit more DIY oriented so that, we can keep the cost down for the clients. But we still provide really a professional layer of support and coaching and guidance. But again, something extremely affordable. So be looking for that soon. But that's all we got for today. So thank you for joining us for another installment of Pivots in the Pandemic, where we highlight promising pivots made by businesses in the midst of this crisis. I'm Ryan Fire, joined by Johnny McKenna, and have a great week.